deeper until I'm under. Oh, 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 living water flow and overtake us. Oh, flow, living water flow, yeah, and overtake us. We want you to, Lord. Close enough to feel the cadence of your heart. For justice, Lord, and streams of justice flows to the least of these. Take us, Lord, take us deeper, deeper, deeper until I'm under. Oh, 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 living water flow and overtake us. Oh, water flow, yeah. Sing on, sing on. Living water flow and overtake, and overtake. Living water flow and overtake us. Hallelujah. We need you to overtake us. Sing
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true you have batteries selling for $488?
Yes, Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Ronnie, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Yes, we cooking
with gas with Maggie and Carnation. Win 6 months free cooking gas. Just purchase $25 in Maggie and Carnation products for chances to win. 50 winners get free cooking gas refills from Ramco for 6 months. Purchase must include Maggie green seasoning or Maggie pepper sauce. Enter via entry boxes or online. So turn up the heat, add the taste and flavor and win 6 months free cooking gas with Maggie and Carnation. Follow Maggie Caribbean and Carnation Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram for details and entry form.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifaba Mishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Pastor Hannah A. Parbu of Holy Spirit Ministries will be live on the street 919 FM every first and third Wednesday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. In the scripture, Matthew 19 verse 26, the Bible says, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Pastor Hannah is here to motivate you, challenge you, encourage you to walk in your purpose and destiny God has for you. For prayer and counseling, call Pastor Hannah at 728-5197.
He heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weak. Forever he'll reign.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you could get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God. God's word direct from his throne room in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM. The journey's almost over.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yeah, and I thirst for you. Draw me deeper still. To the water, deeper until I'm under. Oh, 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 living water flow and overtake us. Oh, flow. the cadence of your heart. For justice, Lord, and streams of justice flows to the least of these. Take us, Lord, take us deeper, deeper, deeper until I wonder. Oh, 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 oh.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going out to my entire family. Good morning to the lovely Miss Sharon Felix and her entire family, to Mr. Dominic Romain and his entire family. Good morning to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are always locked on via whatever mechanism that you are, it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Let me say a pleasant good morning going out to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. A pleasant good morning. I hope Tobago is locked on. Tobago, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to my friends and family in Tobago. Pleasant good morning to you guys. I hope you all are locked on this morning. Somebody can message me quickly and let me know that you all are inside with us this morning. Yes. If not, let me see if I can rectify that immediately. So, as I await on Mr. Dominic, guys, this morning I have a bit of a challenge with our 3420081 number. I can't seem to get it up as yet. So you can call me on 466-5391. Give some of your morning greetings, and then we will get into the papers for today, Tuesday, the 28th of September, 2021. Yes, so you can call me on 466-5391. If not, I'm going to get into the papers, and Mr. Dominic has surprised me this morning. Yeah, looking for him here, and yeah. So let me see. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
To the Titans of Democracy, Dominic and Sharon, wherever she might be this morning. This is Punisher from Faizabad.
Hey, how you doing?
Phone and listening loud and clear, right?
Yes.
Just want to send birthday greetings to Mommy Sauce. I missed it yesterday in line of being able to get the call in because you know how busy these lines will be. Right? So I just want to say, Mommy Sauce, happy birthday to you. May you live healthy and long. All right? Keep up the good work, Mommy Sauce. And also just to big up Sandor City with that fantastic soap that they've been making. Oh my goodness. I don't know how this thing is not being advertised at all. Right? Not hearing much people talking about it. But since Sharon mentioned it and I've been using it, it's wonderful. Right? That tea tree and charcoal, and then last night I started with the tea tree and coffee. Boy, Bruce. I would encourage all the Titans to probably you should make it with a brand print on it marked Titans just for Titans alone. All right. So locked on and listening, and all the best to everyone. Have a safe day.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye, guys. Yeah.
Yes, guys. So I am trying to put some things in place here now. Right. So welcome back. Once again, let me say a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to Dominic, who is in studio with me this morning. Good morning, Mr. Romain.
Greetings, salutations.
Nice.
Yes, a rare studio appearance, if only because I have an early morning, which I try to avoid, but you know, it have some people insist. Yes.
Can't get away from that.
You can't, yeah.
Can't get away from that. So guys, we are locked on Facebook and on YouTube. On Facebook, you can check us out at the Street 919 FM's Facebook page. Also on YouTube at Iwer TV live broadcast on the Street 919 FM, and you will see us live and alive in studio. So, okay, so let me terminate this. Nice. Right. So at this time, I'm going to get into the papers for today, Tuesday, the 28th of September 2021. And I have sent out my message for us to have Tobago locked on. So guys, you will also message me, and my good friend Alana, let me know when that happens. Okay? So yes, I'm a bit flustered this morning, but don't worry, guys. Right, so guys, hold the call. All right, let me take this call and see. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Let's try to get on Dominican studio this morning.
Yes, he is.
Oh, how you get out from Grandy to down here 30? It took me, I was in Valencia, and it took me about an hour and a half. I left there minutes to 7, about half 6. About almost 2 hours. That was Monday, yeah. The government has to do something about traffic, because people cannot be going to work and be in that traffic for long hours, you know? Yeah. Right? So I want to say to everyone, Trinidad and Tobago, time to get out to work to make this country a better place. Get off the wall, get off your bed. Night is for sleeping, day is for working and socializing. So let's make this country a better place, please, because you have to do something for you to get a return. Right? So have a pleasant day, you all.
You too, my dear. Take care. Right, so at this time I'm going to get into our online papers. So, right. So headlines in the Express this morning. Is this my Express? This doesn't look like something about that looking different. Let me see. Let me try that again. Okay. So, headlines in the Express. President puzzled. Admits paragraph 4 of acting top cop legal notice was a source of concern. Kawal Singh resigns from Police Service Commission. Heat and hail. You see, I tell somebody we had hail here already, they didn't believe me.
Yeah.
I told them that we had hail here already. Just now we will get snow. Watch on, you'll see. Don't be surprised when we anyway, let me just say that. So, getting on the inside, President puzzled. President Paula May Weeks was immediately concerned about paragraph 4 of Legal Notice 183, under which Gary Griffith was appointed to act as top cop. And, hold on, let me get in. Yes. And communicated this in writing to Chairman of the Police Service Commission, POLSC, Bliss C. Prasad. The President took the position that all she was required to do was to receive the list of nominees for the position of Acting Commissioner of Police submitted by the Police Service Commission, and thank the Chairman for sending it. CMO, Delta variant now in community spread. The super infectious COVID-19 Delta variant of concern has reached community spread in Trinidad and Tobago. Heat and hail. That is all they put by. Delta variant is now at level of community spread. Chief Medical Officer CMO Dr. Roshan Parasram said on Monday that transmission of the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus has reached the level of community spread. I got Delta variant at step down. The 10th person to test positive for the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus in Trinidad and Tobago did not travel to or out of the country. Annan wants justice. Nadia Kangaloo out. The much anticipated legal proceedings involving the question of whether there was an error in the appointment of Gary Griffith as acting commissioner of police is already facing its first hurdle. Most of these stories is from yesterday. Cops kill teen singer. Police shot and killed a teenage dancehall artist near his Laventil home on Saturday night, claiming he had pointed a gun at them, but his friends and neighbors alleged that he was killed unjustly. So those are the stories making way in the Express. Over to the Newsday. CMO confirms COVID-19 Delta variant in community spread for several weeks. Diego Martin man dies after shooting. UNC youth arm demands AG resigns. Embarrassing. Workplace policy must protect vaccinated and unvaccinated alike. Tagarigua residents surprised by hail. San Fernando Regional Chambers query COVID-19 safe zones. Hines, no word on repatriation of 15 bodies found off Tobago. Young, Trinidad and Tobago can benefit from high oil gas prices this winter. Former COVID-19 patient begs Trinidad and Tobago, please take the vaccine. Sentencing review for mentally unstable library arsonist in November. Dr. Hines, male population not doing regular checkups. Idlewild Recreation Ground gets $1.2 million upgrade. Tobago records 14 more COVID-19 cases. Tunapuna man acquitted of 2010 casino murder. Griffith, PSC still wrangling in court over one issue. Psychiatrist laments violence used to settle domestic disputes. Robinson Regis, Kamla must apologize to President for error in PSC notification. One dead, two arrested after Santa Cruz clash with police. Police shot at while dispersing Sealot's boxing match crowd. Police urge Griffith to open criminal probe against PSC chair. And these are the stories making way in the Newsday. So quickly over to The Guardian. Headline in The Guardian, Bliss acted in secret. There's a whole piece of bacchanal. Bliss kept PSC members in the dark. Kawal Singh resigns. Police Service Commission PSC Chairman Bliss C. Prasad acted secretly on the matter involving former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith and left all the other members in the dark. 6 people arrested at Sealot's boxing match. 6 injured in accident involving police car in Barpaw. The Osoran describes collapsing PSC as a mess. After 43 years, Chris Boynes signs off from radio. Okay. How to you, my brother? Used to listen to you guys.
Didn't know he was so old.
Huh?
I didn't know he was so old.
I used to listen to you as a little boy. You need to see Dominic. Gyms begin safe zone preparations. Accused in chopping death of baby appears in court. Well, they should have lost you in the damn court. Dancehall artist killed. Okay, after no, a different story. After allegedly shooting at police. Godfather. PTSD bus crashes into Karapo home. Layoff TNT safe zones leads to long lines at vaccination sites. Nice, man. Things can't back up then.
That's what?
The layoff of TNT safe zone leads to long lines at vaccination sites. People going and get a vaccine.
Yeah, I saw long lines in the news last night, especially now that Delta is in community spread.
Oh?
Yeah, you see the line outside the paddock yesterday.
Yeah. So, Delta reached
yeah.
Okay, alright. Government unions, chambers agree vaccination is the way forward. Brown, TNT needs money to fight climate change. Second man accused of reserve soldiers' murder charged. A day of sweltering heat and ice. Once the hill and the men come bigger than what I've seen it to enjoy anybody. Yeah, since there's some little guys,
yeah,
you have some big ones.
Literally so ridiculous sometimes and creative. I see a man do a video in Central. Hail in Central, or hail, and then pull him mother to ice tray and show it ice. Let grow and talk about hill.
Ah, boy. Always, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. So, guys, these are the stories making way in the Express, the Guardian, and the Newsday at this time. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to get this phone on. So, guys, you can go out there and get the papers of your choice. And as I usually do, I hand it over to Mr. Romain. And I'll try to get this guy here up and running.
I'm looking for something here. Where is this thing? Yes, right, so good morning again to all of the listeners of the Street 919 FM. So as I said before, a rare appearance in studio in these COVID times, but sometimes you have to come out early, and so you see, where is this? I'm looking for something here. So I see the saga continues, Bruce, with respect to the Police Service Commission. Never a dull moment in Sweet TNT. So another one bit the dust yesterday, and so now the cheese, as they say, stands alone. The chairman, Bliss Sipasad, she appears to be holding on for dear life, and maybe perhaps it's an indication that she probably thinks there's no need for her to resign because she didn't really, well, in her mind, she didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. But in continuing to read this, I'm not going to go into the aspects of Gary Griffith, because I think that has been played out, beaten out. Yeah. That has been the topic of discussion on the airwaves to me for far too long. And every time you think it has come to a head, some new intrigue takes place. So we saw yesterday where it was announced that even though an agreement has been reached, or so we've been told, between Gary Griffith and the PSC, he still hasn't withdrawn his legal suit. Yeah, because I think there's some bone of contention or some issue, some condition that he still wants them to meet that they haven't yet met. And I guess not trusting them, he probably figures, well, I'm a hold on now. But anyway, but he has indicated that he expects to be back out to work on the 1st of November. So we'll see how that goes. What is this thing, boy? I saved the thing here and so, I was looking at trying to figure out, well, why is the chairman holding on for so long? Couldn't figure it out. So, as I said, maybe she thinks she didn't do anything wrong, but I decided to go look up what is the compensation under the salaries review, the 98th report of the salary review. Right, here it is. So it says the Police Service Commission, the chairman earns $15,540 a month, plus a transport allowance of $1,140 per month. And where the office holder resides beyond a radius of 20 kilometers from Port of Spain, $1,560 per month to be paid. Subsistence allowance of $200 per day when traveling on official business beyond a radius of 16 kilometers from the official headquarters. I don't know where Miss Superstar lives, but if she lives in Arima, she would or in the east, because I think from Arima, well, Umera Road where I live to Port Spain about 26 kilometers, so she would be entitled to this $1,560 per month. So we're looking at about 17 grand a month, right? Now that's not a bad payday for a side hustle, which technically is what this is, because this is not her substantive job. It's not an 8 to 4 that she has to go into the commission in the morning at 8 o'clock and leave 4 or 5 o'clock, right? It's just an aside. So it's like somebody who just sitting on a board, but she has her other job. And I think based on my brief research, she serves on some other boards as well. I don't think it's state boards, but other boards. So
okay,
yeah. So if you look at it, about $17,000 a month just off of this job alone. It means from her first stint of 3 years, she would have earned over $600,000 again for a side hustle. Let me not diminish the significance of the role for an additional job that is not full time, right? Because if you really look at how much work would the commission have. Based on my understanding, their remit is really for officers of a certain rank. I think is the commissioner, the 3 deputies, and I'm not sure if the ACPs fall under them, but I know it's just, I think it's officers above the rank of superintendent or something that fall under their purview. So the other officers, the other ranks fall under the commissioner. So really their span of control is small. So their main job is disciplinary and management oversight of the upper echelons of the police service, and then of course when the recruitment process comes around, for them to engage in the process of recruiting the commissioner and the 3 deputies. Albeit that during the first term that she would have served, no deputy commissioner was appointed. It's only in the second term they appointed McDonald Jacob, so he's one of 3 deputy commissioners. The other 2 are acting, so they have not done their work in that regard, but still receiving about $17,000 a month, and the other members receive $9,000 a month plus the allowance of $1,140. So just over $10,000 a month, right? Now, I mean, you can't get it for the woman if it is you anticipate that you have another 3 years. One would probably undertake certain financial commitments, because again, there's a $17,000 a month that just happened to fall in my lap because the president blessed me. So I could do it. I could buy a new car or something. I could go to the bank and say, well, yeah, what now? I know normally I would give her 5 or 6 years. I'm not saying this is the case, I'm just saying some people might think this way. $17,000, which is separate and apart from whatever my income is from my substantive position, wherever it is I work in. I think she might be with my company, I'm not sure. Because her LinkedIn profile said so. Anyway, I'll check on that. Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe the woman have some commitments to which she was looking forward to that money. And, it kind of hard to give that up. So, I can only speculate.
So, wait for them to push you out then.
Yeah. Well, so as I said, the other's gone. So she stands alone. So I suppose maybe the thinking could be one person can't be so toxic. So the president could just come and appoint 3 more people or 4 more people, as the case may be, 4 brand new people, Now, I know some of these boards require that you have persons of particular professional backgrounds. Not all boards are that way. So I think Kewal Singh, who was the commissioner who resigned yesterday, he himself being embattled because of him copying Gary Griffith and correspondence that he would have sent to the rest of the commission, and a picture circulating on Facebook with him and Gary Griffith at his house and all of that. So yeah, he was the legal mind on the commission. I think the chairman's background is she is into finance, and I'm not too sure what the others are, but that's the situation. So I don't know how things are gonna play out. The UNC is still calling for the resignation of the AG. And see how that goes. I saying that the AG bad legislation and that he's incompetent and he doesn't know what he's doing. I always reference the hypocrisy of the UNC. I know, sometimes Central will call in and he say, yeah, well, yes, you think about what? The UNC do this, but the PNM, the BNC not allowed to talk about so and so because they did it too and what. But at the end of the day, Anand Ram Logan drafted several pieces of legislation that was garbage, and to add insult to injury, after you left the office of Attorney General, you then went and sued the state for deficiencies in the very legislation that you piloted in the parliament, that the department drafted under you. So is it that you knew full well what was taking place? Because you're so bright, kill them. That is the best AG this country ever had, and nobody like he. So you didn't read the legislation before you brought it to the parliament and you didn't recognize those deficiencies? Or is it that you foresaw, in the event that you leave office, that opportunity presents itself for more legal fees to be collected? Yeah? I don't know. I just say.
Play forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's play it forward.
That's right.
When you check it,
yes,
everybody playing it forward.
So whether in office or out of office, I will still eat our food from the treasury as it pertains to legal fees. So all who call in for the Attorney General to resign now and all of that foolishness, well, I didn't call for Anand to resign. Well, I didn't call for Anand to be brought before the disciplinary committee of the Law Association for drafting bad legislation and then suing the state to say that legislation is bad. You're on folly and foolishness. But typical UNC. Speaking of typical UNC, Vasant Bharat.
Yeah, what you call it?
Yeah. Every now and again he feels he need to pop up to establish some level of relevance. Perhaps when he feels that he hasn't been in the media enough for the media forget that he exists, he needs to post something controversial on Facebook. So yesterday he posts in response to a notice that went out by Kiss Baking Company of an increase in the price of their products. I have said before that one of the consequences of implementing property tax at this time is that the cost of living across the board, that is food, medicine, books, rent, gas, etc., will increase in price. Bread prices went up today in anticipation of these increased taxes. Property tax is to compensate for mismanagement and incompetence in other areas. Example, NGC's loss of over 500 million is going to get worse. So, NGC's loss of 500 million, he says, is gross incompetence. $1.4 billion for the Beetham wastewater treatment plant. Money which came out of the coffers of NGC, that had nothing to do with NGC's core business. That wasn't a waste. $139 million from NGC's coffers to refurbish the penal recreational ground. Again, had nothing to do with NGC's core business. That wasn't a waste. He was a part of the government under which that took place. But that wasn't a waste. No. That's all right. Right? Under NEC, 10 million US went missing for hot dog and ketchup for Guyana. Right? That wasn't a waste. No. It was 60 million TT dollars. That wasn't a waste for Vasant. It's all right. But you are trying to tell us that Kiss Baking Company increased their prices because of anything else. It has nothing to do with the fact that Kiss Baking Company, the majority of their raw materials is imported, and the price of a lot of these things have gone up. International, the cost of freight internationally.
The freight is what gone up considerably.
Wheat prices have gone up.
Because I will speak in code as to protect my friend.
Right.
She works at one of these companies that provide some of the stuff that we love. And she is telling me, she say that price went up by 50%.
Wow.
Dominic. So so that she said that in itself,
yeah,
things raising, and the hurtful thing about it is, it's not just going to be in this case Kiss.
Yeah,
we will see other companies where the things are going to raise, and it's because of that freight that it gone up.
Correct, but he is telling you, and unto that, it's because of the government's imminent implementation of the property tax. Again, the government has not indicated any date for the implementation. What they're doing right now is laying the groundwork so that when that time comes, we don't have to go through this process to further forestall, right? So everything would be in place. It's just for them to announce a date. Maybe the Minister of Finance would announce it in the budget. I don't know, but we know it would not come into place this year, because if you have until the 30th of November in order for you to submit your documents, there needs to be a further assessment taking place, because we know how Tunisians operate. There are people who will wait until the 30th of November to go and drop in their form, right? And they're not going to be able to assess that form the same day. And we know you're going to have a whole pile of forms that need to be assessed. There will be forms with issues, forms that have problems on it that they need to call you back in to tell you, well, we need to get this information, that information. So it's going to be a while yet. But they realize that this is a horse that they can ride. So he's the latest one. I would have played Makila Pandey again. So yet more disappointment. But I see that the ads are coming up. I wanted to read another post he put out with respect to the property tax, but on the other side of 7 o'clock, we will get into that.
Okay.
So
guys, we'll be back. Keep it locked. Street 909 FM, Titans of Democracy. Mr. Dominic Romain is in studio with me this morning, so keep it locked, guys.
Forward. 2. So if you believe better days are coming, just show some love under the comments right now. You ready? Let me go. Get up, wake up. Better days are coming. They're coming. Better days are coming. They're coming. How are you? How are you doing with your tie? Where's the tie? How are you? Wake up. What? Better days are coming. Chase. Pull up. Now if you're sitting, wherever you are, you gotta stand up. Stand up. Hey, come front. How are you doing with your tie? You can't be lazy. Get up. Hey, better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain. Better days are coming. You gotta wake up. You can't be lazy. Pass you by. Take a look. What we gonna do now? There's no panorama. No problem. Soca is embedded in us. Punishing. You gotta be positive right now. Wake up. Because you see right now, better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by. Better days are coming. Change your ways. Take a look. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain safe. You see, in this time you gotta be positive. All the drama, you gotta get away with it. Get rid of the drama. Get rid of anything negative in your life. Friends, be it family, anything. Any obstacle in your way, you gotta move it away. For me, I only want positive people in my life. People who can uplift me. And if you can't do that, you gotta go. God has moved everybody in their life for a reason away. And He just bring positive people in your life. You You see, 2021, I don't have time for the drama. Because after this COVID is over, I'm gonna be moving up. If you're moving up, put your hands in the air. Moving up, put your hands in the air. Moving up. I don't have no time for no drama. Check, miss performing on stage and singing this. Hey, that is life, I can't complain. Good things nice, it's not my grade. Stop the joke. I promise you right now, better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain. Better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this, I wanna hear them alone. Start to build. Hey. Things will get better. Better. I wanna hear everybody singing better days right now. You ready? One. Get ready to sing. Two. Get ready to sing. One, two. Everybody sing better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain. Better days are coming. Change your ways. And I didn't come alone. Help me welcome on stage. None of the dead.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions. Or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-G-DOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
So, young man, what are your future plans for my daughter?
Well, sir, I'm a hard worker and I have plans to buy us a home. I already put things in place to be able to retire comfortably.
Oh, so you already have a retirement plan?
I would like to be able to relax and travel the world with my wife. With your permission, of course.
Sounds good to me. Welcome to the family, son.
Life happens. That's why life insurance is important now. Life Insurance Awareness Month, brought to you by TIFA in conjunction with its member companies. Visit TIFA on Facebook for more info.
Yes, we cooking with gas with Maggie and Carnation. Win 6 months free cooking gas. Just purchase $25 in Maggie and Carnation products for chances to win. 50 winners get free cooking gas refills from Ramco for 6 months. Purchase must include Maggie green seasoning or Maggie pepper sauce. Enter via entry boxes or online. So turn up the heat, add the taste and flavor and win 6 months free cooking gas with Maggie and Carnation. Follow Maggie Caribbean and Carnation Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram for details and entry form.
Are you one of the tens of thousands of persons in Trinidad and Tobago who have already received the COVID-19 vaccine? Then remember that you must follow the health guidelines. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance from others. The health guidelines and the COVID-19 vaccine, a powerful combination that can help save livelihoods, save lives, and get us back to doing the things we love to do. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM.
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
For the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinal Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Showin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements: silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Land Capital Certificates is a passive income service company located at Princess Margaret Street in San Fernando and 5th Street South Woodbrook. At Land Capital, investing is made simple. You invest with us. We make the investments and then you collect returns either monthly or yearly. We have 5 different options you can choose from, and each investment option comes with different benefits starting from TT $5,000. For more information, contact 399-0307. Lend Capital Certificates. It's all about you.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Mr. Dominic Romain and Bruce Wayne, and we are both live in studio. So, Dominic, remember you say you had something else you wanted to...
Yeah. So there was another post that Mr. Bharat put out on the 7th of September, again, with the issue of the property tax. And it says, property tax, another failed example of P&M governance. It appears that the government is moving full steam ahead in the implementation of the property tax by mandating all citizens to submit a return with property particulars to the Commissioner of Valuation on or before the 30th of November 2021. Not only is this tax oppressive and discriminatory, it's discriminatory, but you're asking everybody to do it. So anyway, it is also contradictory in that the country finds itself because of this government's failed economic policies exacerbated by COVID-19 in extremely perilous economic times. Many businesses have closed, never to reopen. Those that have survived are barely keeping alive, operating almost on a day-to-day basis, and many are still awaiting the business support grants and VAT refunds. This tax will lead to higher costs, which will invariably be passed on to the long-suffering consumer in the form of increased prices on food, medicines, book rent, and he gave a whole list. Many citizens are already reeling from the loss of employment, reduced working hours, and the lack of job opportunities, and most are still awaiting the income support grant, and many are not sure where the next meal or rent payment is coming from. Any new tax on an already burdened citizenry is to add insult to injury. Tax is oppressive as it applies even to pensioners, those with disabilities, and the very poor, many of whom struggle on a day-to-day basis just to afford basic medicines and food. If such persons are unable to pay and can't prove it, one can only imagine the bureaucracy. The tax is deferred until death to be paid by the estate of the deceased, and this is absolutely heartless. This tax is discriminatory because it is based on condition and quality, which means if you have saved and invested in your property over the years, as opposed to partying your money away, you are being penalized. Finally, if taxes remain unpaid for 12 months, the comptroller of accounts is authorized to seize goods and chattels of the owner, and if necessary, break open any building in the daytime for the purpose of levying such distress. The items may be sold after 4 days if taxes, costs, and interest remain unpaid. If taxes remain unpaid for 5 years, a warrant may be issued to seize the property, which is then forfeited and becomes the property of the state. This tax, in its present form, represents a continuation of the failed economic policies and the lack of empathy, understanding, and vision of a government that is sadly out of touch with reality and whose incompetence will wreak havoc for generations to come, and it must be soundly rejected. And the issue I have with this, Bruce, is again, these so-called men and women of letters, who should know better, coming and spreading propaganda, right? And I would say to Vasanbar, if that is your position, well then let us not only attack the property tax, because people lose their jobs and whatever else and whatnot, and people suffering hardships.
Yeah.
Well then let's do away with PAYE too, do away with income. As a matter of fact, do away with all taxes. Because the energy companies could complain that they're struggling too. They spend millions of dollars to drill and they ain't get no oil and no gas. So do away with taxes for them too. Yeah, let's just get rid of the entire tax structure in Trinidad and Tobago.
So where the government do their revenue from?
Well, too bad. We go borrow. How they paying it back, I don't know. You see, and this is the foolishness of people like Vass and Barrett and them and everybody. He and Makila Pandey and whoever else probably realizing, well, you know, the UNC ain't really attacking this thing as we find that they should. So let's jump on the bandwagon to see if we could boost our political stocks to say, well, we are representing the people and so on. Bruce, first of all, as I made the point, the government has not indicated when this tax will be implemented, right?
Yes,
when it is to take effect. We are just putting the groundwork in place because this was supposed to come in place since 2009, 2010. You've had a moratorium of some 11 years, and how much longer are we going to continue? Then what I find also dishonest with these people, you all are not telling the people what the average property tax would be, right? Yeah. You're making it seem as if it's this big exorbitant amount of money. Why in this post you put here, why didn't put the formula? So that people could do the math for themselves. The annual rental value assessed for your property minus 10% multiplied by 3%. The average household in this country, right? Let's say, go to the extreme, if they say $5,000 a month is what your rent you could get for your property. Mm-hmm. That's $60,000 for the year. You minus $6,000 from that, right? So it's $54,000 and you find 3% of $54,000. Right? So you're looking at about $1,600 for the year. $3,000 if they assess that you're $3,000, they're looking at $972 for the year. And I make the point, Bruce, you have people in this country spending more money than that for the month on cigarettes.
Wow, yeah, boy.
Yeah, on rum, on fast food. I can't afford to pay $972 for the year in property tax, but I could go in the restaurant in one shot and spend $1,200. Like I just went last week, I went to a Chinese restaurant in Price Plaza. So I went there, I went to Ashley's to get something. And when I came out, I said, let me try what they have there. And I saw this guy came in, ordered a whole sort of thing, and the bill came up to $1,700. And he paid for it easy, pull out cash, pay for it, right? So he wouldn't have to pay that much money in property tax. But this government oppressive. And this tax is so oppressive and it's discriminatory.
This tax is paid how? Monthly or?
Yeah. But you have the option. So a monthly you're looking at between maybe $81 to $100 a month, Bruce. But if you want to pay for the year, you could. But again, you see, that's the problem, and we like to be hysterical unnecessarily. Because people are not focusing on telling the people what is the average range. Even if I was talking to one of my clients who's a businessman just few days ago, Saturday, and we were discussing the issues of the property taxes. Apparently, when I discussed it the Sunday before, his wife came across the clip on Facebook and she saw it and thing, right? And so he told me what my wife said she see on Facebook, boy, and you're really defending that property tax. So we started talking. So he's telling me he finds it unfair because of the state thing and whatnot. So he's like, so if it is my property is assessed at, let's say, $20,000 a month, what would be my property tax bill? I said, well, about $6,800 for the year. He said, that's all? I said, yeah. He said, all right.
The whole tone change.
Yeah, because he thinking, tens of thousands of dollars is what the property tax is going to be.
And that is just it, A lot of there are people who would have messaged me and tell me, Bruce, I used to pay my little property tax before. I paid $300 and something for the year. And when you break down that how much per month, Dominic, you spending. Let me be real. You go in the shop, you want a snack. If you don't smoke and you don't drink, right?
Right.
You want a little snack. You go and you buy if it's a pack of nuts, them chips, whatever the case might be. When you check up, how much times you buy that for the month, or how much of that you buy for the month? You could pay a property tax and still have change to buy snacks.
Exactly.
Everybody making this property tax thing out to be, yeah, what's going on now, boy? I go lose my piece of property. I go can't pay this thing. Or is it that you have acquired your property under false pretense?
That too. Or you have multiple properties and you don't want that to come under the microscope, because if I'm the beneficial owner of certain properties and I was a former minister in a past administration and people don't know I want this property, now they go know, right? Now they will know. Problems to me.
How you get that?
How I get that?
How did you acquire this?
Because when I was accused, I said a lie, and that just went under the rug. But now with this property tax thing, what we're going to do, boy? Because if I go now to try and transfer the property to somebody else's name, there are problems. Because if I had to do a deed of gift or whatever it is, I had to pay stamp duty, which is a set of money. So it's a headache for me now to go and transfer this property to somebody else so that I would not appear as a beneficial owner and problems. I had to explain where this property how I came into. So let me jump on the bandwagon and say it's oppressive and call on the people to rise up and stand up against this wicked and oppressive government. But when this Basan Bharat was minister between 2010 to 2015 and in 2014, when Larry Hawaii announced that they were going to implement the property tax, the very same property tax, roll it out over a 3-year period, 2014 to 2017. What, Basan had anything to say then? No.
Silence.
I had no poor people in the country then, and they had no old people. The tax was going to be old people was going to be exempt. The elderly, pensioners would be exempt from paying at Basan.
But the hurtful thing about it is, as everybody keeps saying, and look, somebody on Facebook is saying it here, a lot of them have properties on the outside which they pay the taxes with and some of the taxes are like, whoa.
Yes.
So is the
problem. And they pay without complaint.
Is the problem?
That's the thing, because in the United States, Bruce, if you could be owing the smallest amount of taxes to the IRS, they foreclose any property for that,
Exactly.
And I'm no, well, you could go and appeal, and this is the other thing that they're not talking about here. But there will be an appeals board that if you are dissatisfied with the assessment of your property, you could go on, there's an appeal board you could go to and say, well, I think this is an unfair assessment, whether it's too low or too high as the case may be, and an individual assessment will be done to treat your situation.
Well, I know they ain't going to say too low.
No. No, of course not.
But you're building a $1 million mansion.
Yes.
And then you want to say, no, that's not in the millions. How could you say that is in the millions? No.
Yeah.
That's not even in the 100,000.
And that's it, because again, my same client was talking to me. He was telling me, giving me an example. He said a friend of his own bought a property for $3 million, tear down the house, and built his own house at a cost of $25 million. Right? He built his forever home and whatnot. You see, but I tell my partner, you're not gonna get. If you decide to sell that house, you're not gonna get that for it. You spend that and you design it, but again, it's based on demand. Somebody else might come and look at that and say, well, I don't think that's worth 20-something million. And I drew to his attention a property right now for sale in Federation Park that has been on the market for almost 2 years, where the original asking price was $25 million. And because it's been on the market so long, the price has now come down to 18.5. And it's probably going to stay on the market because it's not, when you buy this house, you're not just paying 18.5 million to the vendor. There are other associated costs, so the property tax 6.875% of the 18 million and another legal fees and so on, so you might end up paying probably close to 20-something million anyway. So if you wouldn't spend that kind of money and you find that the house probably needs a little work and you had to come and spend,
if I pay in 25 million for some brother man, I need no damn work.
Well, that's it. But remember, you always want to make little adjustments. I think I do like this. I need to change the chandelier.
Brother man.
That's why I say it, Bruce.
Brother man. If it is, that don't make no sense. I rather go.
Yes.
Get a piece of land, nothing on it.
Yeah.
And my 25 million will be the piece of land and whatever I build.
Right.
To my liking.
I agree with you.
I'm not going and pay 25 million. Even if I am a billionaire, Dominic, I am not paying 25 million for no place.
Right.
With number 1, 2 years is on the market, nobody in watching and nobody in time for it.
Right. Especially in these times too.
So when I go and I take that $25 million plus whatever again.
Yeah.
And I still have to come. The roof had to change.
Yeah.
The ceiling looking good. The electrical too old. 25 million, brother?
Yeah.
No, 25 million. When I pay my 25 million, I'm supposed to go in, lie down, sleep on the bed, get up, come back, go in the pool, come out, the maid and them waiting or something. So breakfast there, dinner there, wherever. Right. You're lucky if you didn't come with a ready-made family too. They had to be mad, yes.
But see, that same property in Federation Park right now, you see the thing with it, it's 3 plots of land, right? What had happened, the original house was previously owned by a bank manager. The bank manager was engaged in some kind of fraud and the bank ended up seizing the house. They sold it at auction for, I think it was 850,000 to the people who bought it. The house next door, when it became available for sale, they bought that house and they tore down the house and they put a gazebo. And then the house next door, when it became available, they bought it, tore down that house and they planted trees. So it's a huge spread. They have a real land. So if you go and buy this property now, you walk outside, it's like, oh, this land, like, this little yard too big. You seeing things now, like, I could build a next house, or I could tear down this house and I could build an even larger. So it's all kind of just playing in your mind, even though you pay 20-something million for that property. But the fact is that when this guy tell me I just bought the lot for 3 million and then spent 25 million to build the house, it have people playing with that kind of money. A.V. Drilling just got $100-something million, right? And there are plenty of people in this country who have that kind of money, own several properties. So when you have people like Bass and Barrett and them trying to pull this stunt here, trying to decry the property tax and all kind of thing, and they're always talking about Faris and Faris family own this. And remember Kamala one time she had a meeting where she spoke about and she presented the folder, the dossier. I have a dossier here with over 150 properties owned by the clan, and another night I will tell you all about this 150 properties. But if you all keep complaining that Faris family getting X amount of millions, well, this is an opportunity for the state to get back some through property tax if they own all these properties. You don't want Faris to pay property tax for 1 Alexander Place. You don't want him to pay property tax for number 3. You don't want him to pay property tax for the building that Kamala talk about on the corner of Oxford and Abercrombie Street there. All who complaining how much Faris and them getting too much money. While you're not talking about that, you all should be happy. Or is it that you find that they should implement property tax for the 1% alone because they own most of the properties? But just, I just wanted to raise a point, right? I noticed within recent times, Trinis, for some reason, love to talk about Mia Mottley, who is the Prime Minister of Barbados. Because from time to time, she will do videos and stuff, and you will see them sharing it liberally on Facebook and talking about how this is the type of Prime Minister we need in Trinidad and Tobago, and if only Rowley was like that, and all kind of nonsense, right? And she's the best thing since sliced bread. As a matter of fact, even Rodney Charles, not too long ago, said that Trinidad needs a leader like her. Not like Kamala, his leader. A leader like Mia Mottley, which to me was a slap in Kamala's face. But anyway, in Barbados, there is, guess what, a revenue authority, which they're fighting on in Trinidad. Yeah? There's the Barbados Revenue Authority, right? Not the Barbados Board of Inland Revenue. Barbados Revenue Authority. So it already established there. But we have it's an issue in Trinidad to establish. Guess what? Barbados have land tax too. You know what the rate is? If the property is worth up to 150,000, you don't pay any land tax. If the property is worth between 150 to 450,000, you pay 0.1%. Anything, so for the first 450, so let's say the property is worth, the land alone is worth 1.5 million. For the first 450,000 of that 1.5, you're paying 0.1%. Then the next 450 to 850, you're paying 0.7% on that. And anything beyond that, you're paying 1%. We just have a flat rate of 3%. So you could end up paying as much as what they're saying here. The maximum taxes that you would pay on your land in Barbados is $100,000. $100,000. Bruce, you know how high, and this is based on the value, actual value of the property. In Trinidad, they're giving you based on the annual rental value, not the actual value of your property. So the land tax in Barbados, aka property tax, is far more oppressive than what is being proposed here. But we like to talk about Barbados and Mia Motley, and she's the best thing since, not saying that because these taxes would have been around. And notwithstanding COVID and the challenges that Barbados has suffered, guess what? The Barbados Revenue Authority is in the process of sending out notices to tell people that your taxes are due for 2021 to 2022. Yeah. And since May, they've been advising people to bring in your information. If your information needs to be updated, bring it in. If you've done any renovations, done anything to improve the value of your property, you need to inform us so we can charge you the proper tax, right? COVID, then I COVID in May, June, July, August. Yeah, Barbados. We loving up Mia Motley, right? Their tax rates are much higher than what is being proposed here, and they're reminding citizens. How many public servants lost their job when Mia Motley became Prime Minister? A couple years ago, 1,700 public servants lost their jobs. How many public servants lost their jobs since Keith Rowley has been in office? None, right? If he had a borrow to make sure that every public servant has their salary in their bank account at the end of the month, he has done so. And for that, you chastise the government. Oh, they're only borrowing and increasing the debt to GDP ratio. Where the money going? It is to ensure that public servants get a pay. Some of the very same public servants who griping and talking about debt to GDP ratio, half of them don't know what GDP is. But the reason why the debt to GDP ratio is being increased is because there's insufficient money coming in the government's coffers through traditional means, energy, and therefore they have to borrow to make sure that when you all went and pushed your card, I think they got paid early this month because it's the end of the government's financial year on the 30th. So when you all went and pushed your card on the 23rd or the whatever, to make sure that it had money there to come out. But all you're griping about, the government do this and the government that. Government could have easily said, well, we'll send home a few thousand all, you know?
Stand on winning by Dominic.
Yeah, none, Bruce. None. And if there's one thing Chinese could do well, it's griping. Oh yeah, very, very good at that. We could gripe and complain without thinking first. Everything is jump on the bandwagon and complain. So I see this Fuad Khan going to Miami and he did a live. I was going to play it, but you know, it not all of it is radio friendly. And he's doing the live from, I don't know if it's his private, if he's in a hotel or if he's in his private accommodation in Miami, and he's saying, look, in Miami here, you'd rather wear no mask, and you could go where you want and drink where you want and this and that. And meanwhile here, the government insists in Trinidad that you wear a mask, and they wear mask up in you, all kind of, yeah. But here, yeah, and he condemned the government and whoever advising the government and telling people that they had to wear masks and these restrictions and they can't drink alcohol and whatever and whatnot and stuff. Right? Okay. So come to Miami if you want to distress and you want to relieve your the mental illness that what's happening in Trinidad causing. Come to Miami. But I thought people broke. And they can't pay property tax. We tell them come to Miami. It's free. Miami free. You send in a charter for them?
Stay by he.
Well, that's what I want to know. And then that, you see, that is the foolishness. And then I saw other people doing the same thing, doing lives and showing your videos of people not wearing masks in Florida and so on. And Florida, they say it have so much COVID here and Delta rampant in Florida. But look, people operating. Oh yeah, because they're taking the vaccine over there. So,
Canada. Teresa Conliffe sent us a little video yesterday.
Yeah.
Showing Canada is 80%.
Mm-hmm.
And is mass in Europe.
Yeah.
This is what we claim to want. This is what we want.
Yeah.
So that we could be free to move around and do what we have to do.
Yeah. Well, based on what we saw yesterday, hopefully that trend will continue for the next few days, because now that Delta is here, people worried. Well, they're concerned. You wasn't concerned before, but based on what you were hearing about Delta, all of a sudden all the inhibitions with respect to the vaccine out the window. So we're going to line up, and that's good. We're not complaining about that. But you see what's happening in the UK, Bruce, where they are now saying that warning people that they could meet empty shelves for Christmas, account to the fact that there is a significant shortage of lorry drivers in the UK because of Brexit and the impact that would have had on immigration. So whereas you would have had persons from other European countries coming to the UK to work and to do that kind of drive truck and stuff, they find it a little more difficult now because of the new immigration laws. So now they're looking to relax the laws to try and bring in foreigners to come to the UK to drive truck. It's so bad that they're offering, some companies offering up to £5,000 a month just to come and harvest cabbage. Yeah. 50,000 TT about to go and pick cabbage, Bruce.
Only watch me. The cabbage picker.
Yeah. So you can go up there for 6 months and you come back $300,000.
Dominic, you have to work with a plan.
Hey.
This whole pandemic teaches us.
Yes.
You have to have a plan. So if you go in, if you tell your family how going on, Daddy ain't gonna be home for 6 months, but when Daddy come back,
yeah, fucking deep.
We could do things different.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes. Yeah.
Small sacrifice for long-term gain. Hey, you can't go wrong.
Correct. I mean, they provide you with room and board, so you just go in there, pay money, go and pick your quota, and then too, the basic is 5,000. But if they paying also by head, so if the more cabbage you harvest, is the more money you could make. So if you go and you actually just say, true. You could end up with a 7,000 pounds for the month. You got to go at the end of that 6 months, you come back, you do that 2 runs for the year. You stay for the whole year.
You mean what a month to do?
Yeah.
And you just, that's it, darling, you coming out of mommy house.
Yeah.
We go your own place. Look for a piece of something, and let we organize yourself.
Correct.
You mean forward thinking?
That's right. So I mean, and so they said they're going to be relaxing the visa restrictions and so on, so that foreigners can come in. And Chinese don't need no visa to go to the UK.
That's true.
So just do your research, find out which company you're in, and you handle your business and run up there. They're desperate for workers. So, but I guess we could open the lines.
So guys, you can you can call us at 342-0081 466-5391. So the 2 numbers are up and running, so you can call us. And we're relaxing on the vaccine talk, guys, because we don't want to be flagged, right? So I'm letting you know that beforehand. We are relaxing on the vaccine chat, okay? Because we do not want the Facebook and the YouTube to be flagged, okay? So, and remember to keep others in mind when you're giving your contribution. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce, Dominic.
Morning.
Well, when we increase the prices on the shelf in the supermarket and in some markets, vegetable markets, eventually might be increasing some people's salary even by 50 cents or by $1. Because gradually everything increasing,
Yep.
And people's salary remaining the same.
Yes.
Because just last week I went to the grocery and when I watched on the shelf, it was unbelievable. And people's salary remained the same. Just how taxes go and go up for them to find reason the road this and they have to buy ends and this and mount and all kind of things. So you have to see how that's good because I think in some parts of the world it has some ship blockade with ships and things.
Yes.
And I think that all part of this, the people who release to the world who created this thing. Creating all this drama.
Yeah.
And people on this part of the world will feel it because as they say, grains and different things, the material that they use to make things going up. Well, for people who like to buy chips and don't like to bake home, well, I hope no one knows to go and buy a little flour and a little yeast and a little Why to the milk it costs all cheaper to bake all the bread home and be more healthier too. That's how time it.
Yeah, man.
You know, but as you raise that point, Bruce, I think I find interesting too is that these companies will not hesitate to increase the prices so that they could maintain their profits, right? But you wouldn't increase prices to increase your workers' salary. So workers' pay remain the same. Bearing in mind the fact that your very workers had to buy these same products, yeah. So you're considering that their spending power is diminished because of your increases. I see also to the Route 2 Maxi Association they sent out a notice yesterday that their new fares will come into play effective the 11th of October. So yeah, and they will send out the tariff accordingly with the new prices. So the traveling public again. So a double whammy. But what was also embarrassing with Vassan Bharat is the fact that he was once the head of NFM, so he understands input costs for stuff like wheat and barley and all them kind of thing. But you're coming to talk this nonsense that KISS only increasing the prices because of impending property tax. Shame.
Oh, you serious say that? I'll get that drop from a favorite series.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Bruce and Dominic, this morning again I hear Kamala Prasad calling this whole thing here constitutional crisis. This lady has no morals to speak on anything. She has no ethics and she has no standards. This lady gave us Section 34, and her Attorney General stated actually her Attorney General had to be arrested and charged before she could send him packing. And then what she did after that, she started to fire people around him because certain people them did not want to say things that they know nothing about to protect him. You know, and then she publicly accused the president of not laying the paper in Parliament. And the president now have to reply to her to show that the paper was in fact laid in Parliament. And the chief whip for the government had to now come out and explain where it is and to tell her where to go and find it and look for it. Now it shows the incompetence of Ms. Kamala Prasad, you know. She's lazy. She's not functioning as a opposition leader. And these are things that, you know, people have to talk about because she's not doing her job. She must go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, President, good morning.
Morning.
You, Bruce, and Mr. Dominic.
Morning. Morning.
I'll mostly use certain. But I realize you was operating the switchboard different colors. You know, that some people just put you on hold, you don't really put nobody on hold, but not respect still. But what you're saying about Mr. Barrett earlier on, Mr. Dominic, if this economy was so poorly managed, and he would have take that advice and go to the IMF, and he would have take that advice and devalue the American dollar by 12% or 12 to 1.
Correct.
And these are the same people who don't want to explain the wealth, right? FATCA, any bill to deal with white-collar crime, they put up a resistance, to put up in the air like a baby screaming to go and pass the bill. But you come in this morning now to tell me that this economy poorly managed because of the PNN. What's that, man? Something wrong, you know, boy. I mean, I see people talking like that in plain sight. You and I will recognize them for what they is, but what about the majority who's supposed to know? There's that I wasn't government, you know. You know, the property tax ain't putting nobody in poverty, you know. The property tax going on impoverish anybody, boy. You live in a house worth $10 million, you don't have enough money to pay a property tax, boy. There's a means of keeping things in a disorder. Because mostly African people suffer from not paying this property tax, you know.
Yeah.
It's African people who are losing the land daily. Up to multi-layer African people. Up against gangsters, they could say. Tag on the whole land. Because this kids say mischief it is. So there's nobody there with this property tax in them. Because they're using the commercial, the private, domestic property, residential property to do commercial business pension. But Dominic can use a mango handle them and keep on teaching us And I pray God give you the strength and the courage. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
How are you this morning, my brother?
Very good.
Well, you see what's going on in England because of Brexit, right?
Yes.
They're asking for 1 million people. Salary for truck drivers has gone up.
Yes.
The fizz that you put in soft drink, they don't even have that,
Yeah.
And here we're going on. The cost of natural gas has gone to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, well, thank God, at least it seems that they will benefit or something.
Correct.
But then the cost of containers,
Yeah.
from 2,500 to 11,000, 10,000 for shipping. Wow, that. And then you realize there's a shortage of containers itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pandemic, containers go in certain parts of the world, and because of lack of labor to move it around, and same thing, lack of drivers, some containers are stuck in some places.
Yes.
And China seems to be the number. You see, there was a summit a few days ago with 4 of them.
Yeah.
And you see what's happening between Australia, France, England, and America with this submarine that they were supposed to purchase, and then the deal went sour, and France pressure going up.
Yeah, and France pull out the ambassador from the US.
I said, look at this, my brother. France pressure went up,
Yeah.
Yeah, because France wanted to sell them some diesel submarine, and then fellas decide we're going to give them a nuclear submarine because China is taking over what they call that part of the sea.
Mm.
And if China take over Thailand, that is it. But anyhow, all the conversation this morning was what again?
Property tax?
Oh, no. I call about the rice man.
Mr. Barrett, yes.
Oh, you know the man history?
Yes.
So when you see these fellas talk, you don't take them on. He was a man imported he was in charge of flour mills.
Yeah.
Right? And imported a shipload of rice with what was inside the rice, Dominic?
Bicycles.
Alright. So when these fellas talk, I don't want to hear them because they have a history. I saw the opposition leader last night talking about the 1%. This corruption with the 1% and but she didn't go to a meeting with the same 1%?
Yes.
And so follow the same people?
Yeah, she threw a big bram for them in the diplomatic center, the cost of taxpayers' money.
And now that she's outside, because the 1% is a corruption, Trinbagonians, all you wake up, please, and realize, what's going on. If they get rid, what's the next one name? The man who was the speaker of the house and went and take a thing by himself.
Wade Mark.
Right. Last night I saw him, if you notice, if they move she, just like how they get rid of Kingsley, there is no Wade Mark again, There is no Anna Roberts neither, because these people are disrespectful. And in order to attract the East-West corridor, which you tell yourself you would attract if you don't have these fellas. Yeah. People out there, wake up, please. These people are trying to save their life because we have the first attorney general is before the court for what? We have a man, the SIS leave and go on way. So what do you think they're talking to save? We have a lady couldn't finish her house, and when she became prime minister, she even bought the house next door and put a helipad. Like she didn't intend to move it.
Yes.
And now they want to talk about they didn't pay the property tax rent. Well, enjoy, lady.
Thank
you. No, I want more. The government was so smart. There's a good thing we changed. How much money was missing? If we did tell them that we were going and change the state of the TT currency to what it is now, you think we are fine on what was missing? Because a lady come on a platform that your partner had a party and said to us what? They are putting money where? In money walls, then?
Yes.
And how much missing today?
$500 million.
All right, it's already jolly.
You too, sir. Take this out your religion.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning, sir.
Morning. You know, I feel that contribution, my colleague from Barata here. I have much to say, You see, Dominic, you see moral authority, Bruce? That's what's missing in our whole conduct in office. I listen to Basan Bharat, and I always tell this population, Basan Bharat is a glorified Kamala Prasad in the male form.
Yes.
Really glorified, Dress nice, talk an English accent, but the same culture drive that they come with, and no moral authority at all. And that is the approach in governance. Let us do everything under the law. So if there's no law, definitely the whole question of moral standing doesn't exist in our society again. And I'm glad you all say that, like, if everything take a rest until everything is ratified, because even that is mixed with the whole question of morality in office. But I won't go into that. The conversation we're having this morning, the whole question of property tax, and like my colleague from Barataria, he's always ended with Trinidadian, only listen. There's no question that people out there, and there's this thing what people say, deal with the whole, the not the 1%, this big fish and so on. And they sit down there and don't know that some of the areas you could catch big fishes through property tax. And the poor people will be taken away from the circle of paying taxes when you expose the big people who have money into the property tax. My colleague just told you all, when you build a house, because you have to bring it down to grassroots, you build a house, no approvals, and you just go up there with a mansion, because Wade Mark almost vilified Mr. Manning when he raised the issue in the parliament. You all could recall that? When right with Ms. Kamala Prasad, we ignored the property tax. When Jack Warner spoke about the whole question of, he was calling a fella name, some fella name, Dominic, and Bruce, you all could remember the name. When he spoke about, this guy, name on a house, right? And the Prime Minister's name was being called in the circle. When you expose that with property tax, you align the property to someone. But you all sitting down there with Kamala Prasad telling you all, don't this, and they go affect poor people.
Yeah.
And that is my, Dominic and Bruce, I have my home, and I want to pay property tax. Why should an opposition leader go to the court to prevent me from having my right? And that's my problem here. So, Trini, after Barata contribution, if you all don't learn, that's all it is, But I want to tell the government that ignore people like Basan Bharat, Kamala Prasad, and all of them, because they make a mistake because they're sleeping late. Pay attention to the right leaders and we'll be fine. Good program, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I saw there's somebody commenting on the chat, Bruce. I think he goes by the name of Plen Pale, who's talking about as the PNM who is Rowley who appoint Gary Griffith and so on, and who is hypocrites and so on. So I would want to ask him, in 2010, the 400 and something thousand all who vote for Kamala and then change all your mind, were you all hypocrites? You all put her there. I didn't put her there, I certainly didn't vote for her. Could tell you that. When all you say, give them a chance, nice, something new, and if it don't work out, we go put back the PNM. 400 and something thousand of you all did that. So they weren't entitled to change their mind. The over 100 and something thousand people who realized that she was nothing but a fake. All flam and no substance. Okay? And the very thing, unfortunately, Bruce, the very thing that got Gary Griffith into office as Commissioner of Police is the very thing that would take him out his mouth.
Yeah.
Gary Griffith would have been seen as a good option to be Commissioner of Police by virtue of the things that he used to say after he demitted office. For some reason, the media kept going to him to get his opinion on issues of national security. And he always liked to talk about his broken windows theory, and he had ideas, things that he talk about. If you want to fix crime, you need to do this, you need to do that. He talked about when he met with Rudy Giuliani and the things that Rudy Giuliani did in New York to bring crime under control, and this other guy who was the commissioner at the time, some Bill Bratton or whatever it is, all these people we bring on, So people always up the view that he was looking to bring modern ideas in policing, which Gibbs and Iwatsky tried to do, 21st century policing, and they were booted out of office where Gibbs was saying, look, we don't need police officers just sit down in the police station, right, on the phone, pretending to write report. We need them out on the field, patrolling, right? And they got kicked out for that. And so it would have been based on those ideas that Gary Griffith was espousing as Citizen Gary, that people felt, okay, well, maybe the man could do something. And then he got into office and he started to do stuff, but then he out. So get in trouble because you need to run down every fire hydrant and you need to run down every ambulance, right? And they weren't able to differentiate and draw that red line between Citizen Gary and Commissioner Gary to understand that Citizen Gary cannot respond for Commissioner Gary. It's too different. Yeah. But you want to go on Facebook and you want to respond to people as Citizen Gary. And you lose points of that. So when I see the gentleman here talking about who is hypocrites because of who supported Gary before and if they're not supporting him now. Well, and everybody who supported Kamla in 2010 and then pull back their support in 2015, I guess you're calling them hypocrites too. I wonder if you were one of those persons who supported her. Or do you still support her? Right? Anyway.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dominic and Rudy.
Central.
Morning.
Yeah, Baratara was saying that Mamu take 500 million and absconded to Panama. I would like to remind Barataria that it was the PNM who first started this absconding with taxpayers' money. So probably Mamu learned from the PNM. Dominic, if you take Panama, you drop out all the A for Panama, you get PNM.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then again, Mr. Barataria like to say that the first Attorney General before the court, he forget Miss Marlene McDonald is before the court also.
Right.
And all your advocates on this program, your PNM advocates for the property tax. I sure most of them have no property tax to pay, Dominic. And also, they advocated for property tax. But these same set of people have $100 to pay HCC and they're not paying it. To the tune of 380 million. HCC bus, no money for development and no money to repair apartments. So I don't know what is these PNM people. I don't know what to say about them. You're calling for property tax, but yet you have $100 a month to pay HCC and you're not paying them.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice day.
All right. But I also want to remind Central that if you remove a few letters from the word corruption, you'll get UNC. Yeah, so write it down. Write it down there, Central, and remove the letters you need to remove, and you will get UNC in the word corruption. All right? You can't get PNM in corruption. You understand?
Also in the word dance.
Oh, gosh.
Godfather. Caller, good morning.
That's why I here for the longest while, my
Oh, God.
Yeah, brother. You take the show this morning. Yeah, you give him the right answer. Because here what going on. Them coming to tell me about, because that was my argument, you know.
Yes.
If you're making noise about poor people, and you're telling me the poor people can't pay HDC $100, then who you're making noise for property tax?
Exactly.
People then. So go and sleep at if you take a few letters out of the word, you'll find UN corruption, you'll find UNC, right? So I believe you better go back to sleep. Brother, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
How are you? You all right?
I am good. Can't complain.
Okay. Well, I too also. I want to shout out to the Titan. Everybody, good morning. Sharon, Mom Sauce, Manu, Shak Lady. Okay, everybody morning. And God's will. To everybody.
Yes,
Amen.
darling. Amen.
Right?
Yes.
Morning.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, boy. Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, big brother.
Hey.
Morning, boy.
Morning.
Two opening batsmen walk out onto the pitch in the oval, boy. Rose at the bat in the hand. And you come in behind, boy, in a sunny, blissy morning. I was the morning to my big brothers and Baratari and Rowley Jr. and stuff. Hey, Central, what is we doing to come in with them stupid thing for? When they are the drive collection, you want to say PNM black people, they can't pay $100. When they are the drive collection, for water to collect the peppercorn water rates, who are the people line up like snake around a corner in Central and Sour? Who they look like? So don't try to put no delinquency with no African people. Wassa rate is $100 and something every quarter. Who was the people Central? A peppercorn rate to pay Wassa. Well, let me leave Central alone. Central is just look at the diversity program. Dominic.
Yes, sir.
If I give you the agriculture ministry, and we say monitor Mother Tuna Puna, I hope the elders sort out Mother Tuna Puna, keep Mother Tuna Puna happy. And Miss Crosby and all the elders and Daddy Chance. If I give you a ministry, I say, well, I put you a Dominican Ministry of Agriculture. When you go and take the ministry money, there are vehicles there for you to drive and go all over in all the agricultural spots all over Trinidad. When you take the money from the ministry and go and buy a Porsche Cayenne, and then and when we say, why did you buy a Porsche Cayenne, $500,000 or $1 million plus? Why did you buy a Porsche Cayenne, Minister Romain? You say, well, fella, you don't know a Porsche Cayenne drives better in mud? Who was the minister did that? But if a son is a personal life, go and stay and pat down. The usual suspects on TV last night, Mariana Bong, Nikki Arjun, usual suspects. Right? I turn my back to the TV and I go and drink my coffee and talk to my woman. Because I don't know if tear down and cry down. Me have a time for them again, I know. It's the usual suspects. Vassan and Rowley Jr. said it. The cultural antecedents will eventually comes out. Vassan, they feel that they could only make a contribution being a UNC. And just oppose. And everything that the government tries to do to move forward into to close the corruption, to catch corruption with legislation, they oppose it. So Vassan, you see Vassan, as bright as he might be, you understand these fellas' agenda is clear. Right? So fellas, I say people go and pay the property tax, is a peppercorn, and Central say, Central, I pay for our mother property because she died 2 months ago, and we had to go and pay for that. Even though I in my place I got to pay for it, my sister, we had to go and pay for my mother property tax, and she's an African woman. But tell me what the people months ago was crying around the corner when they had to go and pay the water rate, and I think because of people who pay for 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
But 5 to 10 years they pay the peppercorn rates. Who are them people, Central? Mr. Barrett, explain to me the Porsche Cayenne that the government had to sell, right? When they came into government and they saw the Porsche Cayenne in the agricultural ministry, and they say here what's going on. Nobody, Dr. Roddy said nobody used to drive this. We're going to put it on the open market and sell it. Who was the minister by that, Mr. Vassaban? Please call us and tell us that, please. Thanks, fellas. Enjoy the morning.
You too, sir.
So, guys, we go into a break and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Good. Stop now. Well. If it's one thing I want, it's the government to press the man side of it. It's the government to look for down in the people pet. It's the government to tell me we are one more pet. Yeah. I want to get boy. I want to go crazy. I want to play a mask. I just want a pretty lady. Do what we have to do, but yeah, what I want to do. If I had one way, don't mash up the place. Don't one way, man, mash up the place. If I had one wish. You ready? Oh, I'm telling them. Move to the left. Move to the right. People say that they're ready to fight twice a day. Come carnival, we outside. take a trip with a woman and get wild. I want to get wild. I want to get crazy, crazy. I want to have a and I want a pretty lady. Do what we have to do, but yeah, what I want to do. If I had one wish, something that come on, man, and something that I love you, Bob. George, you know what, mash up? Lo. You know what, mash up? Tell me. I'm a jail chicken outside by a greedy. Let me mash up again one more time now. Well.
Hold on. All the people who really wish Carnival was the way it used to be, put your 2-1 in for me here right now. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival again. Hold on. All you have to sing it louder than that. I want all you close all your eyes. Just go into deep inspiration like it was back in 2009 when the Carnival used to be the best. Let's go. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize sing Carnival again. And you're looking for your flag and you can't find your flag. Band start, band ready to jump. Me say you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival come back again. Everybody put up all your hand, put up all your flag. 1, 2, jump on them. Show me ya, where 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 ya.
Thank you.
And I want to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to sing with you.
Is I get the opportunity to sing with you?
No, I get the opportunity to sing with you.
You lied to call me first?
Because you locked the place.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gotta be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe. There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning beginning October 7th at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday, 7th October and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division? Yes, sir. I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries. Excuse me, sir? Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488? Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries. So I can buy a battery for $488? Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive. Which part? Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools. Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend me?
Julia, how our daughter bright so? What you mean? Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%. She knows about 2%? Yes. 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all these brains from? Her mother, of course.
TTMF, from here to home.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of numbers 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of September 27, 2021 stands at new positive cases 106, total active cases 4,213, total recovered patients 44,378, total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 50,055. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
She over there, I over there, she over there, I go my way, she go she way. What's this? I am a single happy man. Single happy.
So welcome back. Just a bit of information for you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off the Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. So guys, welcome back. Hey, I think there's mother calling here now. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning, mother. How are you doing?
Dominic. How are you all going there?
We good.
Sharon, morning. Everybody else, morning. Now, Bruce, last week sometimes some articles where a lady talk about property tax and if they pay it and how the government going to charge them $5,000. And they make it a lot of us. What I have to tell, and they always use poor in their mind. I don't know why it's poor, why they don't talk about rich. But what I want to tell all of we poor people, if you don't pay taxes, you don't have land. And if you want your land, pay your taxes. And if you have the money to pay taxes, you wouldn't get the $5,000 to pay if you submit your property valuation to them to evaluate your property. So you don't worry with them and poor. Okay?
Yes.
Why they have to talk about the poor and they're not talking about the rich? The rich don't vote too. So all you get all your head on. All you pay taxes, all you going to lose all your land. And if you don't want to pay your taxes, I don't know if to say you get land that you didn't acquire in the legal way, so you don't want to pay it. So poor people, they will pay with taxes. You don't pay taxes, you don't have land. Okay then, bye.
Right. So Bruce, I did some quick calculations while we were on the break, right? Just quickly. And for reason of comparison, I'm going to use Barbados, as I mentioned before, because, Trinity seems to have an affinity to Mia Motley. And not just blaming Mia Motley, because the tax rates there would have been increased, albeit under her administration in the last 2 years. But let's just take, for instance, a property that's valued at $1.5 million, right? In Trinidad, that value is of no consequence with respect to the tabulation of property tax. Right? So it is based on, as I said before, the annual rental value assessed on your property. Now you could own a property for $1.5 million, but depending on where you're situated, the estimated annual rental value would differ. Because, for instance, if you live in somewhere in the country, not everybody wants to live there. So if you own a property, $1.5 million in Port of Spain, you have greater demand because people, like to live in the metropolis, everything close by and so on. But no disrespect, but let's say you live in somewhere in Korea or somewhere there, Brazil, which is, you have to deal with that traffic, as the caller would have told us, and the Valencia stress coming on there, wherever it is, right? That in and of itself turns people off. Try to drive all the way from there to come to Port of Spain, especially if you're working in Port of Spain. So in Trinidad, you could have a property for 1.5 million and you can have an assessment of a monthly rental at $3,000 per month, $36,000 for the year. Again, just using that baseline. You'd have properties that monthly rental valued less than that. So that is 36,000 for the year, minus 10%, 3,600, and the difference, 3% of that you pay 972 for the year, right? Mm-hmm. In Barbados, here how they'll calculate it. On the first 450,000 of that 150, you're paying 0.1%. The first 450. Then on the next 400,000, taking it to 850, you're paying 0.7% on that next 400. And then everything beyond that 850, you're paying 1%. So a property valued at 1.5 million in Barbados, you will pay $9,750 a year in property tax. And that same property in Trinidad, you pay $972. But we complaining. Yes, then this is from the Barbados Revenue Authority. The Revenue Authority, which we're trying to establish here, and we do have, because what St. Duke is telling you, and the UNC, that if you establish the Revenue Authority, hundreds of people, over 1,000 people are going to lose their jobs. Never mind the fact that the government has made the point, the process by which that will happen, because they will need a reduced staff complement, but other persons would be redeployed to other ministries and so on, where these vacancies arise and so on. So there's no... some people would be offered visa, probably some people who are close to retirement and so on. You give them a nice handshake and some people will take it. But they would, for the most part, they will find places for the other people. But do that comparison. And we complaining here based on annual rental value. And in Barbados, just over the pond, as they say, it's based on the actual value of your property. And you could end up paying, based on what the Barbados Revenue Authority is saying, up to $100,000 for the year in property tax on private residential property. Nobody in Trinidad will pay that much unless they assess that the rental value of your property is probably in the millions for the month. Really? I mean, I've seen some properties where some people charging $4,500 US, $8,000 US, and that kind of thing. But not everybody could afford that, right? And not all the properties in that area will be able to fetch such a price. And some people have complained as well, so the property tax is penalizing me for working hard and acquiring property and because I want a nice house and so on. No, some people will invest in property because they're not necessarily living in it, but they realize if I want to attract a certain clientele, then I need to pimp out this house, so to speak. And the nicer the house looks, is the greater the chances that I'm going to find somebody who is willing to rent it for the price that I'm paying. One Woodbrook Place, you have studio apartments being rented for $7,000 a month, Bruce. The bedroom and the living room is just separated by a little partition, a little wooden something. Studio apartment, $7,000 a month. People paying that easy.
$7,000 for no 4x4.
Yeah. No complaints, though. $7,000 a month. What you complaining about? I mean, come on. You have places that these I know what also gets to me, Bruce. You have some of these gated residential communities, right? The HOA fees, I think, West Hills, I think the HOA fees is something, I'm not too sure what it is, probably $1,000 a month, wherever it is. You have some places like up in Mocha and stuff, and these residential, where they have townhouses and so on. People paying $1,500 and up to $2,500 a month in HOA fees to maintain the compound, to clean the pool, and to cut the grass, and they pay that easily. I have no problem paying $1,000 a month for that. But don't someone pay $972 or pay $1,500 for the year property tax. Okay. Well, all right.
A whole different maths, no?
Yeah. What they paid at HOA fees, people paying that for rent, for apartment, somewhere else, other parts of the country. And they pay that with no complaint whatsoever.
I see it again. There are people who were already paying this tax when it was there before, and they have no problem with it.
Correct.
They're willing and ready to sort out the business.
Especially the older generation, to understand. But the rates, some of the rates that were there before, were rates are from way back in 1910 and all kind of thing. The rates that are being paid now on agricultural land, I think it's something like $10 an acre or some kind of thing. So ridiculous rates. And people want these rates to stay. And then I hear some people saying, so why the government do just bring back this one, Joel D'Souza? We always have he/she. Every time he/she does, I like always cussing out the prime minister, and I'm going to say, well, Rolly need to go, and Rolly this and Rolly that. Last live she did the other day, I wanted to play a piece of it. Disrespectful to the hilt. Saying why they don't just bring back the old property tax, the old land and building tax was there before. That was repealed. You can't bring it back. And when the People's Partnership came in 2010, Winston Ducaran, as Minister of Finance, made the point when he was interviewed by the media, and he was asked, so how come you all haven't brought back the old land and building tax as you indicated? And he said, we ran into some legal issues which make it difficult for us to bring back, which we didn't anticipate before. And the moratorium was extended, so you cannot bring it back. But they're not going to, anyway, yeah.
Let's see who's there. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning, Hussein.
Hey, morning.
Miss Felix, loyal listeners and callers all on the live. Now, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
It have over 500,000 properties in Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think in every household have a phone.
Mm-hmm.
And here what I'm saying, D-Mobile and Digicel have special promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these promotions is $149 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Some is $250 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Check that up. Going up to 12 months. I ain't calling no figures, only you're just doing doing maths. But check what's showing
Yes.
It's saying that how poor people cannot pay their property tax. And which one is more important, the phone or the house? If you was watching, you think where I'm coming from?
Yes.
And you have your special promotions going on for every month, but you don't want to pay your property tax. Where you're sitting down in your house or where you're lying down on your bed or whatever you're doing in your property, you think where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And telling me that's how you don't want to pay your property tax. I'll leave it right there. Thank you very much.
Yes. And some of these very people, as you call her mentioned, Bruce, have 2 cell phones. So they top it up, both cell phones. How much I costed for the month? No problem. I don't mind paying to talk. All right. Yeah. Who are the top over there? There's a plan. Some of these are postpaid plans. We pay with ease, no complaint.
I still don't see the problem in paying the property tax.
Mm-hmm.
I looking for the issue all out.
Yeah. And this is a universal thing, but they're making it seem as if it's only Trinidad and Tobago is the only country where the government wants.
Yeah, well, we Trinidad have a knack for doing that.
Yeah.
Everything that we consider to be in the negative or bad or whatever, it only happens here.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere in the world is doing this. And by the way, if it is happening somewhere else in the world, they're not going to highlight that because the people that live in that area are not complaining.
Correct.
They're going out there, they're doing what they have to do, and they're done.
We got a 12-year moratorium. 12 years, you all didn't have to pay this thing. And the government is saying, well, we're making it retroactive, so we have to go back and pay your taxes from 2009. They're not saying that, but look, government of Barbados say all in arrears for the past year and the 2 years. You had to pay it, but we can apply. So we'll give you a discount of 10%. But you still had to pay it. This administration is saying we're going back to 2015 and you had to pay owing from 2015. So, yeah.
They're making a whole bug about this thing and depending on how things go come November, we don't know when, if next year it will start. You don't know.
Yeah.
According to what you say, we had to go through everything, go all through all the this, the that, the up, the down. Look at you saying monthly plan. I wouldn't say which provider. $349 a month.
Well, I pay $436.
Mine is it's now $260. $260.
Yeah.
For about 5 years it was $240.
Yeah.
And I managed very good with that. They call me the other day and tell me, Mr. Thomas, the plan is very old. I said, so what? Listen to me, you're going to give me a plan that I cannot afford?
Right.
They said, no, we just adding a little. But for you, because you have it so long, we will take off $20. I say, how long are they taking off that 20 for? Forever?
Yeah.
Because I know all,
Right.
20 go take off today and then tomorrow it on.
They find how it's at.
Yeah.
Well, they told me it was unlimited, so I just said, well, whatever. I just took the plan. Yes, I just make calls and social media, whatever you do.
I just want when I pick up my phone.
Yes.
I could make a call, I could receive a call, message, thing. I call into the people, make sure I could get you to.
Yeah.
And I good. And I good. I put it up my head at all. But I would like to own some property, someday. And I will be very much willing to pay my property tax because I don't want it to be taken away, swept under the carpet. Somebody come and say, hey, there's mine. Because we've seen it happen, we've heard stories. So come on, people.
Yeah.
There is no issue in this thing. And still, like I say, it's not going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things to be done. According to Dominic, I didn't see I was supposed to put in that day,
Exactly. But there are people who will leave out certain documents and so on, and they would have to be contacted. And then after you submit the forms, it's my understanding that someone has to come to your home in any event. That's not going to happen in a month.
Yeah.
So I can safely say that it's going to be a little while before the tax is implemented. At least if the government is going to abide by the structure, because then people could complain. So how come somebody came to my neighbor's house or came to my house and assessed me, but they didn't go by the neighbor, as the case may be, right?
Yeah.
So these things have to take place. It's just that the groundwork is being laid now, so that if and when that time comes, it could be a smooth process, right? But there will always be people who will fight it and say, complain. But who is to benefit from the money, Bruce? Kid Rowley, not that money not going in Kid Rowley bank account, it's not going in Faris Al-Rawi's bank account, notwithstanding if there are people out there. Every time something come up, the first thing they say, more money to thief. More money to thief, for the politicians to thief. Kid Rowley had to pay property tax too. Coleman but had to pay property tax too.
Being exempted from it.
Exactly. And Coleman owned plenty property.
Nice building.
Yes.
Caller, good
he had to pay
morning.
too.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, my darlings.
Morning.
Greetings and blessings and love to you all. Sharon, good morning to you and your family out there. Angie, Mr. Chance, Jenny, yes, so Godzilla morning, yes. Angie, I call Angie already?
Yeah.
Good morning, all good morning. Mother getting well, and I will send a postcard for you. I sent him one for Christmas and I'll send it in, all in one. We have bonus in that. I just called in to clock in, let people know I'm here, I'm still alive on the land of the living. And I hear a caller, good morning to you, caller, who say they're taking care of senior citizens. Well, maybe we have to go and protest. We the seniors have to get on the walker and the scooter and we walking stick and we, wherever we walking with. To go down and ask for what we want, because we are being neglected. I don't say no more for now. In a time I will say what I have to say. And who gets lost out of business. Because I find, we should be taking better care of. You understand what I'm saying? You're on the backbone and all they're working on is the youth. And the youth saying they have no mind. We are the older ones who begging the youth to behave themselves. They were fighting hard for youth because the youth could run out there and vote. They want votes. It's only votes they want. And then the old flame is what keeping them going, I don't want to say nothing because I go get the haters. They will come for me. But we need better taken care of. I say that boldly. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. And that guy will go to thing like that, all them back and all there, me ain't getting in on that. You understand? I still like him, Gary Gusti. I'm talking bold. Who wants to vex by the business? And you don't love is not a thing you just put a switch on it and switch it on and switch it off. You could still love the person, but you don't love the things that they're doing. And you could pray and beg them to turn around. But you don't call to crucify and drag people. Oh God, they want the man to kill himself? Look what they do to Dr. Rowley, or them forgetting that. Eh? Or they take all the time now, the people work all the thing in a civil manner. People laughing at us out there. Or they want to take the vaccine, because a whole lot of all like all the sick in all the brain. And go on all you. Have a blessed morning.
Yes, Mother.
Good morning.
I'm seeing here, Bruce, in Guyana, property tax is based on the full value of your property, not on the rental value. So again, you see how good we have it here? Not an annual, the full value of your property. But anyway, Bruce, play my video for my clip for me, please.
Of course. with pleasure. I seen
A ceremonial dance steeped in Middle Eastern tradition. But apart from their rich and diverse culture and heritage, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bissessa says the Syrian Lebanese community have brought from their homelands values this country should emulate.
If every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
The Prime Minister and her cabinet recognize the contribution of the Syrian Lebanese community.
Better, more your example. Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
Values this country should emulate.
If every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow your example, we would have a greater, better, more improved, thriving TNT.
The Prime Minister and her cabinet recognize the country.
What example is that she's talking about? Who's she talking to there, first of all? The 1% community, right?
Yeah.
What example is she talking about? Has the 1% community changed anything in terms of their operations between when that speech was made to now?
Yeah.
So is she what example is she talking about there? What, purchasing property, renting property, and so on? Their business ethics? I'm confused that if every citizen of Trinidad and Tobago were to follow the example of the 1%, so-called the Syrian Lebanese community. But today it's an issue, right? Everybody should turn against the Syrian Lebanese community, who she praised back in 2012 there. So all of a sudden their practices now is an issue. Yeah, so they are predatory, but they weren't predatory in 2012. Okay.
Who threw that session?
Whose money pay for that? Because this is at the diplomatic center, right? Taxpayers' dollars paid for that. She had no problem, sir. But today you have a problem with the 1% and the clan, as she calls them, and they own property here and they own property there and whatnot and so. So it's a problem to own property. Well, since the so-called 1% are the largest property owners in the country, you should be happy for property tax, because now we will get back a chunk of that money that they make in.
True.
Yes. So you should be calling for that.
Something will come back in the coffers.
Thank you.
Real good, yes. Good enough.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're good.
Yes.
They're good. I'll give them that. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Good program. Dominic and Bruce.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Camilla Prasad Bissessa. She should have been the last one to tell people to pay the property tax. She should have been the last one, you know. She should have called on people to pay the property tax. When she come in 2010 she was the Prime Minister, she didn't pay no tax. No tax she pay. She own land, she own this, she own everything. And everything that the man own. And now she wants people to pay the property tax. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce. I hear your brother say Dominic morning. I hear say Bruce like to own some property one day.
Yes.
Right, Bruce, yeah, and you're willing to pay property tax, okay. So if you inherit the place where you're from, your grandmother was a real estate mogul in St. James. Right? And she leaves some townhouses, apartments for you. Winlock out there with 6 apartments, 6 by 5, 5 by 6 is how much, Dominic? 6 apartments a month.
30.
Right? 30 grand. Right? You inherit that about 5 years now. You ain't willing to, you ain't gonna be willing, Bruce, to pay property tax, Bruce?
Yeah.
Right? And all over the place, your grandmother's property all over St. James. And all of them rent out, Dominic, by 7 to 5. So the grandchildren will inherit and the children will inherit. Right? They don't look like me and you. They look like Central. You shouldn't pay all the property tax on that. You should be happy, Bruce, to pay all the property tax on that. But Bruce, boy, you get free. You get free real estate.
Yeah.
Inherit that. So they were saying, so where's the problem? You see, a lot of these people turn their residence into commercial. It's how people are business and they have pools at the side too, Dominic. Right in St. James, they are the same 7th annex. My brother, he live in Toronto. He had a problem paying property tax. He rents out a little annex for $3,000 and he had to leave it empty. Because when he come to Trinidad, he will have nowhere to stay. And he have the front part rent, you know. That's how much rent is on the demand and people finding money to pay. So where's the problem? I know brothers down west along there, 8 grand, 7 grand. People roommating, renting all over the place. Where's the problem? It's our people, it's our real estate mortgage right in St. James, Bruce. Own half of St. James. So who are we poor people? We're going to allow the rich to continue using we as poor people to their mouthpiece for them, boy. All the years they get away unscathed. They want garbage collect, they want road fix, they want pavements, they want seat up. All that in front of them plays the same way. Right? Christian Mute, who's the same Syrian Lebanese community. He's the bar talk right on this radio station here. He sat down in a press conference with Dr. Rowley and said, hey, time for we to start to pay property tax. The business community, enough is enough. And we know all we own, Bruce and Dominic. So to end, I know nobody use me no mouthpiece, but to end, Central, again, some homework. Go and find out who's the agriculture minister by that, take we money and buy a Porsche car and drive in Martina. Go and find out and come back and tell Dominic and Bruce that I have homework for the day or for the week. Thanks for that. Morning, Mother Tulapuna.
There's a complaint that the property valuation division, they cannot access any of the numbers for on the form for you to get information. We need to find out what's going on with that.
Okay, right.
So the numbers that they have on the form, when people call those numbers,
they need clarification to fill in the form correctly.
They're not getting through. And Auntie Claire, morning.
Mr. Imbert, you need to address that.
Yes.
Please.
And again, like I was telling Sharon, we have a lot of, how did I say? Let me say square pegs in round holes. Because when the government change, the minister of the particular ministries would change.
Right.
The people that work directly under him and the people that work directly under those persons won't change.
Correct, yeah.
So everybody who has their little agenda and keep throwing spokes in the wheels, that is why we cannot move forward properly. Now, mind you, yes, it will be considered discrimination to go in there and say, who are you? Who you vote for, and that kind of nonsense.
Right.
But if you're working in these different ministries, whether or not you are for PNM or for UNC, remember you're doing service for the people of the country. You don't know who is who, and you can't tell who is who just by looking at the race.
Right.
You understand? So we need to stop that nonsense, because if it would not be just one person not getting through, it will be everybody not getting through. So what is it really doing?
No, but you're frustrating the process, and of course, Bruce, then it's going to take longer, and the government will then have to extend the deadline date, which is a strategy. It's like when the Prime Minister mentioned a couple of years ago in the Parliament that the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago gave a directive that all ministries must put their brand on their vehicles. Right? So that the vehicle could be identified in public as a government vehicle. So that when on the weekend, a vehicle from the Ministry of Education up on Maracas Beach, you know that person ain't working. Right? So if it is a vehicle from the Ministry of Finance in the market Saturday morning, they're not doing government work. Because then they go into the gas station and they fill out the form, right? And they fill up the tank. And the state had to pay for that, but they joyride. And whole day, the Prime Minister said, we gave a directive, all vehicles must be branded with the brand of the ministry. And he said, Madam Speaker, you will not believe the pushback that we're getting from public servants. And they're trying to drag out the process in the hope that when the election called, this administration that put that in place would lose the election. And when the new administration come in, because that wasn't their directive, the thing could continue for another 5 years. And people could, like themselves, with government vehicle at the expense of the taxpayers. So if they're willing to do that, I mean, let's see how we can frustrate this process and drag it out, and then, yeah. So
you just like the lawlessness?
Yeah.
Hey, look, we partner, man. Caller, good morning. Hey, gone. Caller, good morning. Hey, where everybody going? Why everybody running away, so? Hey. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to all man here.
Hey,
Morning, Bruce.
Yeah, man.
Why I call all them morning to all the listeners, man, meeting up on a morning. Dominic.
Yes,
Bruce,
sir.
I like what they're discussing. That goes to show some of the people in this country really like this country. You want here to get developed status, here to come like Singapore, but all it frustrating the process. If people see our government is trying their best and they are doing their best, I will shudder to think that who we have as opposition should come on board and support what is taking place. But if all they're trying to frustrate the process just for it to look good or to get the government out of power. I mean, this democracy is a hell of a thing, freedom, what people call freedom is really a hell of a thing, You understand?
Yes.
No, I'm telling you, it's a hell of a thing because in other countries, we want to be like Singapore. But you know what us do to get the country how it is? You know what Japan children from small, being taught in kindergarten, when they litter, pick up this stuff, throw it in the dustbin. So much they could go in the stadium in it was a World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
In a World Cup. And everybody else, other countries was there. They litter, but they pick up their rubbish, and put it in. They're so trained, they so love the country. And we want to become Singapore status, and we have people, no matter what the government is doing that is right in their side, because of their own political affiliation or whatever they call it, they want to see the government fall. They don't think about country, Bruce, they don't think about country at all. They just want to think about party and what they can get. Boy, there's a sad place. Singapore status will never reach there with these kind of people in this country. Bruce, Dominic, I go on.
Yeah, man, bless. I'm saying that the permanent secretary stays, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So and I really need to get a breakdown of that one of these days, full breakdown from the in the ministry, from the minister coming down, who's after the minister, who's after that individual, and because a lot of people still complain. Many places they go to get whatever service, and the service is ridiculous on some ends, and then on other times is perfect, it's no problem. And I mean, if you're working in a ministry and your job spec is this, oh God, just do that now.
Yeah, but you see, Bruce, is a culture that is difficult to break, because the general perception people have is that the public service is inefficient. And the Prime Minister would have alluded to when he said some public servants do the least amount of work, but if they pay 1 day late, they are the loudest voices. And let's face it, we see it all the time. You go into certain government offices, they're supposed to open 8 o'clock, but 8:15, you see people strolling in with rituals, coffee cup in their hand, and they're now going to have breakfast. You know, many times I've gone to a particular department in Board of Inland Revenue, and they're supposed to open at 8 and 9 o'clock when they get there. Well, the person who dealing with this particular thing ain't coming as yet.
You see that? See that?
Yeah.
A simple place as in licensing just before the whole pandemic. I hear somebody complaining, saying, because I went there to sort out my business, and somebody was saying, See that cash ain't come again today. I wonder what we won.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah.
Number one, you need to put things in place that, okay, if this cash, if we, let me say on any given day, 2 of our cashiers are out, there are 2 people to see about that.
Yeah.
That is the first thing. Secondly, if a cashier continues to be absent, we need to find out what's going on with that individual. Right? I'm not saying fire nobody.
Right.
We need to find out what's going on with you. Verbal warning, written warning letter, second written warning letter.
Yeah.
After that, we walk in by out the door.
Yeah. Because the other day when I went to BR to pay my tax, and I'm in the line. This is close to, this is after 3, right? So they close, so it's just whoever inside. So there's one cashier collecting payments and so on. So one of the persons in the line. So apparently she's a regular in Border Inland Revenue. Customer. She comes up here. And she there, the customer and the cashier, they talking and laughing and people in the line griping. Really? People waiting here and all long and it's like
that is unacceptable.
Yeah, so the supervisor has to come now to call one of the other cashiers who apparently was doing the balancing or whatever it is to get ready to leave. And she said, I want to open back up and can you see, just clear up this line for me now. You know, and then they could take the other get overtime and
you know, again the supervisor wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because what you need is to break up that little tea party what going on there.
Yeah.
That way you need to do. No consideration, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So, to only do that in all their personal time now?
Correct, yeah.
Exchange phone numbers, get I will call you later, take right, and only organize all this else.
You just do what you have to do and hustle up, you're seeing people in the line.
Monkey really know what treat your time, yes. I never see more. Let's see who's out there. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic and Bruce again.
Morning.
You know, when the UMC and they try to compare to the other countries, it's just a fully public, you know. You know that? It's just a fully public to make you feel that the government is not working for you, right? Because we must see that a lot of Indian businesses here in Trinidad and Tobago, Chinese businesses, and even the African business, right? So that means we must be doing something good to encourage foreign investment. Okay? And, you know, I heard Mr. Fuad Khan on a video talking about Florida, Miami, right? And they're wearing masks and this and that. Is he telling them that they're paying their taxes there?
No.
Okay. And, and you know, another thing that they're not telling the people, in that state, let's say you sit in a classroom, well, I'll use it because, you know, my family told me that, so you have 4 persons surrounding you. If you should get the thing, they would not announce it. They will tell the 4 persons around you, you are around someone who was infected with this virus. They will not even tell you who the person is. So you will go on quarantine, okay? And you will come back. And that is how it is. So, you know, a lot of time people talking, and they're not telling people, or maybe they don't know and they just feel to talk. Like Susan, she now talking about black people don't have investment. Since when they care about the black? And somebody talked earlier concerning the people, why they're concerned. You know why they're concerned about the taxes? It's about who property they have, Dominic and Bruce, right? It's not no grandmother or grandfather thing. It's whose family give it to them, who own it. I'm trying to get you sometimes. You understand? So they have to find a way to say how they come up with those properties. They're not concerned about you, black, or you poor people. You think they're really concerned about you? It's about themselves. I don't know, you're not campaigning, you're not marching, you're not protesting about paying your taxes. They are doing it and saying they're doing it for you. Think again. Why are they really doing it? You know? Yes, have a pleasant morning.
Thank you.
So at this point, I'd have to leave the rest of the program in your capable hands.
No problem.
I take my leave, so I shall be back, God's willing, on Thursday from the comfort of my home. Yes, hopefully. So, folks, do enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, gosh. So as we continue to take your calls right here, well, Dominic has left us for the day. He'll be back Thursday, please God. So continue to take your calls. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Bruce and Dominic, that is a normal thing. Since after they stopped the anti-tax campaign thing, they left loopholes in the system. Because I have a partner. There's a piece of land next door by his father. He born and grew up, and that land was there. They used to know the owner before, and that man come and died. The thing there. He went and paid the taxes on that, and he owned it now. But when the lawyer was doing the search, they realized that had another piece of land in the east. And the lawyer asked him, what are you doing? He said, you want to take, you can take that, and the lawyer handled everything. He didn't have to pay the lawyer, thing, and everything. He built a house on it and everything now. So it's a normal thing. They'll be paying nothing. Let people thief, let people think. So don't pay your tax, and don't want them to implement back the system where you pay your tax and have a receipt in your hand. Because you could come with your deed. You don't do the ratchet that deed already, and your deed worth nothing. But once you have your receipt, they can't tell you nothing. And that's what people fail to realize. Because I keep telling them, since Queen Elizabeth and them was running the Caribbean, one of the things that they do is collect taxes. And one of the main taxes was collecting was always land taxes. All the duchess and dukes and them who own the estates in Trinidad and Tobago was paying the taxes to the Queen. So sometimes it just get me so sick when I hear them talking about, boy, after 65 years of independence, it's best we go back to the Queen. Huh? When do you think the Queen coming back here? What do you think the Queen going to do? She's going to bust taxes on me to run this place.
Yeah.
And it's going to be worse. Don't get up with them, And then before I go, Bruce, when you're passing through Woodland, going through Woodland to go to Separia, in the back they have a nice piece of estate. Now when I pass in there and thing, and sometimes you go past and you're lying with the people in the neighborhood and they think and they're telling you, hey, you know who land that is? Right? They have a big estate in the back there, a former Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Get your house in order. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning again, Dominic, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Yes, you see, this one is so interesting. Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority. According to what's going on, we get our blight for 12 years. 12 years, I need to check it out. That money, let me say, was at 200 a year. If it was just paying it at a basic figure. That was over $2 billion that we didn't get to spend within ourselves. And just as we are saying, in these places that they call jurisdiction, but the tax is to clean the road, fix the drain, stop having protests and burning of rubbish and all these kind of things. Yeah, that's what I'm showing you. That is what it is for. And I want the local government, what do you call it? The government, the government reform, local government reform, to come in also, so that the taxes will be within these regional corporations that they will use within the same corporation, so that the people will be satisfied with what the money that is being collected will be doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Morning. Bruce, to find out something. Why is all rich people think they could use subsidy more class and the class people sometimes? Who tells you don't want to pay property tax? Why are they using us as their excuse? Who tell them we, the lower class and middle class, don't have money to pay our property tax? We want to own our property that we live on also. So let them talk to us. If they have something to hide, let them find another excuse. Don't use us. And always use black people can't pay their property tax. They just have to come and claim something that is not theirs. And they know what they have to hide. So let them use us as a scapegoat at all. Do you want to pay our property tax?
right?
That's right.
And own our property that we live on. So nobody can come and claim it and say, this is their property. Right? Let them use us at all. Have a blessed one.
You too, my dear. Take care. Guys, that's all the time we have for today. My word for today is enthusiasm. Enthusiasm energizes me. Sometimes I feel like a rocket ship waiting on a launch pad, needing a boost to get myself started on an endeavor. Enthusiasm is a rocket fuel, igniting passion and giving me the energy I need to get started and keep going. As I delve into my pursuits, work, hobbies, or even something as mundane as household chores, enthusiasm gives me the drive I need to see projects to completion. I may have thought I had to be excited about something to feel enthusiastic. Now I understand that enthusiasm begins within me and is mine to apply however I wish. I need not wait to be enthusiastic. I can feel it simply by affirming, I claim enthusiasm now. I am filled with powerful energy to do all I choose to do. But let the righteous be joyful. Let them exult before God. Let them be jubilant with joy. Psalm 68:3. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. Talk to you guys tomorrow, please God, with the lovely Miss Sharon Felix. So keep it locked to the Street 919 FM as we continue our broadcasting for the day. Ciao.
Thank you so much. The next one that we're gonna do, I don't think they know it, you know. You think they, fellas, I don't think they know this one. Y'all think
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Thank you so much. The next one that we're gonna do, I don't think they know it, you know. You think they, fellas, I don't think they know this one. Y'all think they can check out the, you think they know? All right, Zach, I hear you. Okay, look at you. Y'all know this one. Y'all ready? I woke up this morning and I feel it nice, but the path that I chose, I confident to find. As long victory.